Okay, so what I wanted to do today is to go over how I would fix somebody's low poly crate model. So this is a model that somebody gave me, and I, to me, it's got some issues with it, and so I'm just going to show you how I would deal with this. First of all, I would never collapse in a chamfer on something because I may need to come back later and decide the chamfer needs to be bigger or smaller, and so I wouldn't collapse it in. Okay, so I would always leave a modifier on the stack. Now, I'm not saying at some point when I'm ready to go in and send it into a game engine that I would collapse it, but I would always have a version that's not collapsed. Okay, so I'm going to show you how I would fix this model because it's got all kinds of problems. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to select all the vertices, and I'm going to weld them. So what I'm going to do is basically take the chamfer out. Okay, so I'm just kicking it up enough that it welds those together to get rid of that chamfer out of there. So that's the first thing I'm going to do. To start this also, I'm going to go ahead and hide the top part. So I'm just going to go hide selected and hide selected. Okay, so this has a lot of excess stuff in it. I mean, there's no reason. I mean, in the high poly, we built these boards, but we don't need it in the low poly. They don't serve a purpose. And really, this bottom one doesn't serve a purpose either. So I'm going to let's just hide that one for right now. Okay, and then I don't need any of this other stuff. Let's hide that. Alright, so I'm going to deal with this. Okay, so eventually I'm not going to need this anymore, so I'm going to make a selection set, a temporary selection set. So I'm going to go up here and just call this delete me. Anyway, what that means, selection set, is later I can come in here and select this. All right, so now what I'm going to do is we're going to select by angle this, and let's make sure that I've got all of the back, and then I'm going to move it backwards so that it aligns with this piece. That, and what to do there. Okay, let's try that again. Okay. All right, so then I no longer need that. I was just using it to measure with. Okay, and so I didn't weld that inside, but I don't need that inside anyway. So I'm going to come in here. As a matter of fact, we need to do this again. How come it didn't weld those? Okay, here we go. All right, so I'm going to come in here and we're going to create a swift loop in here, and then I'm going to select that edge and ring it and then delete, and then I can grab this and I can cap that, and then I don't need this. that. And then I'm going to grab that and cap that. Okay, so that's that. Okay, so then what I'm going to do is to come in here, and I want to move my pivot point. So I'm going to go up here to affect the pivot point. Now I'm going to go up here to my snaps, and I'm going to turn them on, and I want it on vertex and pivot point. And then what I'm going to do is grab this and, oh, okay, this person left a axis constraints. You do not want to leave that on. We only want that on periodically. And so then I want to snap this right up to this front corner like that. All right, then turn this off. Now, the reason I'm doing that is because I'm going to put a symmetry modifier on this, and the symmetry will go wherever your that point is. Okay, I want this on the x-axis. Then I'm going to open it up on the mirror right here, and then I'm going to rotate this. I want to angle snap on that, but turn my other snap off. And then I'm going to rotate this 45 degrees. Now, if you'll watch, down here is degrees, so as I rotate this, I can see 45 degrees down there. Okay, and that's going to give me a perfect corner. Now, I do not want to weld this. Okay, so that's great. Okay, so I can go ahead and just convert this to an editable poly to bake that symmetry in. Now I'm going to go over here to this pivot, and now I'm going to turn my snap back on, and I want to snap it to this corner. And then I'm going to add my symmetry back on. And turn my snap off, and then I'm going to rotate this 45 degrees. And I do not want to weld this. And that gives me my box. Okay, and then I can convert that in. Okay, so now I don't want these pieces anymore. All I was doing was to get that angle cut a perfect exact. So now I'm ready to unwrap this. So unwrap, and yep, I forgot about that. So let's take that off. Actually, I think I can still do it that way. All right, and then just hide those. What it's doing is it's showing me the edges of the hidden pieces, and I don't really care about those right now. Okay, so I think my life is going to be easier if I just go ahead and unhide all, and let's just go ahead and let's go ahead and detach those. Which I should have done beforehand because they put this in here, but it'll be easy to take that out. Okay, so now, here we go. Unwrap. I don't want to see the damn map seams. Open it up. And then this would just be easy to just tell it to flatten map it. And then I can just stitch. And I think the way I want to stitch it, go, yeah, I think here, let's stitch selected. I want to make sure I go to my stitch selected, and this bias should be set to 0. And so stitch selected, and then stitch selected, and we're going to stitch selected, stitch selected. All right, let's pack this. And there we go. So that's all good. I'm not ready to pack that, so we're just going to put this out, and then I'm going to bake this in. So we're going to right click and convert it to a poly. You can convert it this way, or I can go up here and I can collapse it here. Either way. All right, so now I did this first, and the reason I wanted to do that was so that I don't have to unwrap all these pieces, because they're exactly the same as this. So all I have to do is to come in and put my symmetry modifier on this. And rotate on my mirror with an angle snap on, 45 degrees. And then that's ready, and this time we are going to weld it. Okay, so we can convert that to poly, and then I'm going to do the same thing I did before, which is to come in here and turn my snap on and move this pivot over here, and now I can do my symmetry again and rotate on the mirror 45 degree angles. Why is that not snapping? That's weird. Huh. I thought I had it on. Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay, and then we want to weld that. And so now I've unwrapped all those sides all at the same time. Okay, now at this point I want to put an unwrap back on top of it, and we're going to go inside of this. Now what will happen is all these pieces are sitting on top of each other because they're occupying the same space. So all I have to do is pack, and that'll pull them off. Okay, now I'm not going to pack them, final pack them yet, because I'm still going to do the top. So, but now those are all ready, nice unwrap, and I can bake that in. Now sometimes I want to bake in, sometimes I don't want to bake in. The reason I'm going to bake this in is because then I can't accidentally undo it. Okay, then that's unwrapped. Okay, so now let's I'm going to center its pivot, and then I'm finished with that one. Let's do it with these tops. Okay, let's see what we got going here. Okay, that's okay. We don't need, okay, this has got some, all right, so we don't need this one because it's a matter of fact, let's leave it there for right now, and let's just detach it. And so we'll come back to that. Okay, so same thing here. We want to get rid of this chamfer out of here. So let's weld that till it goes away. Okay, I don't need any of this and or this. Oh, I see. All right, I see what's going on. All right, so yeah, we're going to cap that, the back of that, and then we want to all right, this is what I want to do is I want to see the x-ray. Several ways I can do that. Okay, I think what I want to do just detach that. Then I can put an edit poly on that. And I can move it down. Oops, don't have a snap on. Okay. So now alright, so now I can cut, and let's go, we'll go to the bottom view, and then I can snap and cut like that, and then I can can cap that. All right, then we can move this, and this is where we do want enable axis constraints. Actually, I don't think we want axis constraints. Okay. There we go. Okay, then back to this one. And then we can attach, and then we want to weld coincident vertices, and now that's all together as one piece. Okay, then we need to unwrap that. Okay, and we'll do the same thing. Just flatten, map it, and then do some stitching. Stitch, oops, let's make sure. We always have this, that. Stitch selected. So I'm just going to stitch this all back together. Matter of fact, I think yeah, let's stitch onto here. Okay, what do we got here? Yeah, let's stitch them here. Okay, so now we can pack that. Let's move those out. Okay, and convert that to a poly. Okay, so now I'm at a point where I can put the chamfers in that I want. So let's see, I need them. I want them everywhere except I don't want them here. So I can pick that, Control I, and I think I want to deselect. I'm holding the Alt key down to deselect. Alright, so then put a chamfer modifier on, and it will only chamfer those edges I have selected, and and now I can adjust. Matter of fact, let me think about this. I actually, yeah, that's fine. Okay, so that's done. And I don't, so we want to go here. And then I think we want to do the exact same thing here. And actuality, before I even do that, we need to fix this bottom, which what we need to do is to put a swift loop here, grab that, ring it. I'm holding the control key down to go from ring to polygon and delete, and then I can cap that, and then I can pick this and delete it, and pick this and cap it, and there's what the bottom needs to look like. And I guess I need to look at it, the high poly. How did he create the high poly? Guess I shouldn't do that because he created the high poly that way. So let's undo that. Okay, let's leave it at that. All right, so we're going to go in and put our chamfer on this. So here, 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 and invert that. Control I is invert, and then put our chamfer modifier on. As a matter of fact, what we really should do is on the top, we should copy this and then paste it on this one as an instance, and that way I can control them to be the same. So whenever I control any of these, it will control all of them at the same time. And oh, yeah, I didn't want, I don't want these. There we go. There we go. We only want leading edges to have the chamfer, not receding edges, because this will round it in like this wood is a piece of that wood, and it's not. So, okay. So now we can pick both of these, and we can put an unwrap UVW on it. Oh, okay, I forgot about that. Because the chamfer, we have to put an edit poly on there first. And the reason is that we have sub-object selections on controlling the chamfer, and so it's got to have an edit poly on there before you do the UV unwrap. Wish I could permanently turn those seams off. Okay, so now and so we can pick everything now and pack it. And do here is to decide which of these are the insides. Matter of fact, I forgot to do that. Let's dump that. And we need to take this one. And we need to just make a copy. And then rotate it. And the other thing I want to do is, let's get this in place. I want to take this pivot point and align it to make sure this one is centered. And then I want to take this and I want to align it to this one. And then let's take this one and align it to that one. That way they all have the same. I hit the wrong one on that one. This one. Why is it doing that? That's odd. Effect pivot only. I want to center to the object, and then I'm going to align it. There we go. I don't know why it was getting weird on me. All right, so all of these pivot points are all in the same place. Okay, so now we want to put our edit poly on it and place our unwrap on it. And then pack them. Okay, so now what I want to find out is which pieces are the ones that are on the inside of the box. That's an inside of a box. Okay, what's going on here? Oh, that's on the inside of the box. That's an inside. That's an inside. So all of these are insides. Okay. All right, so then the thing I need to fix now is any of these little triangles. Okay, so all of these need to be broken off, and then we're going to do our weld. Stay selected. I need to make sure this is set to 0, and then I can fix that. Okay, so let's break that. I think I want it there. Okay. Let's go around. And break. Break. It's selected. Okay, this belongs to one of these. Let's put it right there. By the way, I'm using my speed keys. So 1 is vertices, 2 is edges, 3 is polygons. Okay, so break. And then let's put it over here. It's selected. I'm going to pull that out just a little. Not sure about that. Don't like that, but it's probably not going to affect me any. Okay, so let's break this. Stitch selected. Fix that. Break. That being on top of each other. So I'm going to go for vertex. Let's see if we can't do this. Oh yikes, why is that sideways? What the hell happened there? I'm going to have to come back and fix that. that go to? Goes right there. Okay, goes right here. Know really what happened to this one. Great. Angle snap off. All right, this is going to be kind of screwy. All right, to fix this, these and align them there. These and align them there. Okay. There's another piece right there. Let's break that. Where does that one go? I see what's going on now. So we want target weld, and there we go. Okay. All right. Now we're ready to pack. So all of these get out of. Need to come out. These need to come out. All right. So we're going to put these over here. These over here. And okay, so these are all the insides. And I don't need as much pixel density on the inside as I do on the outside. So what we're going to do is take these and we're going to put them inside of these. So we're going to go inside. So this is stretching the pixels a little bit, and it's also going to make the pixel density a little bit different, but it's not a lot, and it's going to be on the inside where we won't see as much. This is going to allow us to get higher pixel density on our other pieces. Let's move this one. Let's put this one in here. got holes, we got holes, we got holes. Let's go here. Okay, let's move these. Okay. Dude. Okay, I want this one. Alright, I'm going to place this one inside because it's on the bottom. Okay, so now I could probably, if I go here, okay. Okay, that looks pretty good. All right, so that's now is ready for baking. Okay, so you'll notice that I left these modifiers on here. okay, because I can any given time I can go back in here, and if I want to, because based on the baking of whether how well my chamfer is looking on here, I can always go back here and I can readjust this. Doesn't affect the mapping coordinate, and I can adjust how tight or loose these chamfers are to catch the normal map. So this is a kind of a non-destructive way to edit, to put things together so that we have options afterward. That's one of the problems I have with a lot of students, that they collapse everything in, and so then later when the creative director, in this case me, goes, well, I want this to be, the chamfer to be larger, they're like, ooh, I can't do that. Okay, well, I can. It's all based on how you set your stack up to do the things that you're wanting to do. Okay, hopefully that helped you guys. Thank you very much.